Hi there, sister in love. I'm Bryant, creator and founder of WomanYouAreLoved.com, where I teach Christian women how to heal their hearts, live their dreams, and create wealth legacy, all without compromising their relationship with Jesus. I pray that today's episode of Love Notes for Imperfect Progress will support, motivate, and inspire you to live God's best for you now and the days to come.
All right, beautiful women. This is Dee Bryant, the creator and founder of WomanYouAreLoved.com. And I teach Christian women how to package, market, and sell their knowledge and expertise online to people who are already looking for them. Even if they're just getting started, I walk them through a step-by-step blueprint on how to do that, all right? So I wanted to take a couple minutes and talk to you a little bit about the subject of money and cash flow in your business. Now, for those of you who are not in the United States, I don't quite know how it works in other countries, but here in the United States, every year we have what's called tax season, where we report to the government our earnings. And for entrepreneurs like myself, tax season is not always, the funnest part of the year, because more than likely, depending upon the type of structure of your business and all of that, you may have to, end up paying the government because you didn't pay enough in your taxes throughout the year. So it all depends upon how you do it, whether you do estimates and all that other stuff. So anyway, this is that time of year. This is what I'm talking about. And so I was just sitting with our accountant, and my husband and I were sitting with our accountant, and we were going over, the things that we've done last year, 2018. And I just kind of was thinking, about the time when I was at my job. And I absolutely hated the job, which, by the way, I am sitting in my car waiting on my son to come out of school in the carpool lane. So, but anyway, I can remember a time being at my job where I was completely miserable. And let me tell you, this was not some, just, a regular job where, you sat there and you kind of waited for people to give you assignments to do or anything like that. I was, in essence, I was a systems analyst / project manager. Okay. And I had very high profile accounts at this company. And honestly, because these accounts were so high profile, it really required a lot of attention to detail, a lot of hand holding of the clients, making them happy, any kind of, change or tweak to their process. They were freaking out and everything had to stop so that, I could tend to them, make them happy or whatever. And I was fairly new to the company when I got these very high profile clients, right? So it was a lot of stress. I mean, a lot. Oh my gosh, it was so much stress. And many of you who I've talked to over the phone about your businesses, I've talked to about my experience working at the job. I can laugh about it now but at the time it was just not funny. But anyway, I can remember being so stressed out at this job because of my workload, because I was eating through my lunch or working through my lunches and working through my breaks and doing overtime, even though I was, salary based, so I wasn't getting paid the overtime rate. I was taking work home with me and logging on at night just to keep up with my emails and keep up with the target dates for the projects and managing all these other pieces and stuff that was breaking down. And it was horrible. And I ended up in the hospital, hemorrhaging to the point where I could not stop. Now, this is how I know it was stress, because the moment that I left, which, by the way, I quit on my hospital bed. I had already mentioned it to my doctor. and they were doing all of these tests, running to see, all of these things going on. Is there, fibroids? Am I dealing with fibroids? Am I, is there cysts or there tumors? Like, what is this that's causing, is there a hormone imbalance? All of these things that was causing me to just hemorrhage, and I had to get 2 blood transfusions. And I told my doctor that it was my job. I told my doctor then and there, I didn't have any other proof other than what I knew in my soul was the truth. It was the stress, the worry, the trepidation, the trouble of my job. And so I told my doctor said, you gotta, implement some stress relieving activities. I said, I do. I have one. I'm just not going back to work. And my husband looked at me like, what? And I was like, yeah, I'm not going back. I just can't do it because it's killing me. I'm literally dying, right? And I can remember laying in that hospital bed and watching my husband and my son walk out of the door, go back home, while I had to stay hospitalized because of the stress, because of the toll that this environment had taken on my body. And it wasn't just the work that was stressful. It was the people, it was the politics, it was, how all of that goes. And so I can remember before I got really sick, when I was able to get away from my desk, I would sit in the parking lot in my car, and I would just journal, and I would just write about all of the things that I wanted and how I wanted my life to look. I wanted to be able to set my own schedule throughout the day. I was tired of dropping my son off at daycare. I was tired of being away from the home and just being so tired at the end of the day where, I didn't really get a chance to interact with my husband. I didn't get a chance to really interact with my son. It was just like, it was same routine over and over, and I was just tired of it. I wanted to have the money to do what I wanted to do to help contribute to the family and give and tithe and do ministry work and all this other stuff. And I could just remember being in the parking lot and writing. I still got the notebook and I still got everything that I wrote. And I'm going to tell you, it took years to do it, but much of what I wrote has already come to pass. All right. And I'll talk a little bit about, the steps towards that, but, and some of the things that have not yet come to pass, I am still on track for it. All right. And it's coming faster. But anyway, getting back, cause I kind of went off the track, but, coming back to what I was talking about with us being at the accountant, I just looked at, the amount of money that we made, last year and even the year before and the year before that. It is just amazing how you can go from a place of, number one, not really knowing or not really being sure if something, like that is possible for you, where you can earn more money than on your own than working for someone else and having that safety net of being at a 9-to-5 job. Not knowing that was possible for you, to actually experiencing it and not even realizing it. It's like, it's not even a big deal anymore if I made my salary at my old job in a couple of months. Like, it's not even, it's just not even a big deal. Like, even now when my husband sells a house or does a renovation project, and to get large amounts of money, it is not like, oh my God, I can't believe it. It's just like, oh, okay, great. I mean, not like, you don't care or anything like that, because you do, right? But, I don't know what I'm struggling to find the right words. It's just kind of like, the gratitude, and then you keep on moving. And that's kind of Here's what I'm trying to say. It's almost like you expect it to happen. All right. That's what I'm getting at. And so that's kind of what I want you guys to really, for those of you who have not made a lot of money in your business, or you've not made any money in your business, or you've not even really formalized your business, I want you to know that it is absolutely possible for you. However, you have to set it up. You have to set yourself up, set your life up, set your business up as if it is going to happen. And so going back to being with the accountant, and we're sitting there going over these numbers, and I'm paying attention to what they're saying, but at the same time, in the back of my mind, I'm just kind of going through this review of like, oh my goodness, this is really my life now, right? Compared to where I was. And one of the things that I thought about too was when we first started in our businesses, okay? Because I started a business first, and then my husband followed suit. But when we first started in business, we did not have the systems, the checkpoints, and all of that stuff set up yet. And we almost got into a lot of trouble because when the business started to actually turn, and sales started to pick up, enrollment started to pick up, and people started to buy into my program and things like that, the money started coming in so fast. I did not have the bandwidth, the systems or whatever to steward it well. That's what I'm trying to get to, because I'm actually creating, and I'm actually done with the creating part. It's time to record it and all of that, which I'm working through that. But I created a program called the Money Mindset Mastery Program, and it's for Christian women who are in business, and you're not getting the level of sales that you want, you're not making the kind of money that you want to make, and you're feeling kind of stuck, like you're doing all of the right stuff, you feel, and it's still not moving for you. As I was creating that program, one of the parts that I deal with in there is about stewarding your money and actually setting it up, right? Setting your business up so that you're successful for the long haul. So not just a matter of you just bringing in money, because to be quite honest with you, that's the easy part. And I'm not saying it like, you can just snap your fingers and it's done. I'm saying making money on your own terms in your business is not as hard as some of you may be thinking. It's just not. And in fact, you can actually be trying to catch up to it. Okay. I hope you can hear what I'm saying, and I'll just rely on Holy Spirit to meet you where you are. But it's really not hard to make money, but you have to really set your business up so that when you do create the money that you want and desire in your business, it's not all over the place. You're not lost in it. You don't, it's going to the wrong stuff, or you're spending it while, and I'm not just talking about a budget. Okay, you definitely want a budget. You want a budget for your personal life. You want a budget for your business, all that stuff. But that's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm out to express. Which, by the way, let me pause parenthetically and say, I am not a professional financial advisor, fiduciary agent. I'm not an accountant. I'm not an attorney. All right. So if you want that kind of advice, I highly, highly recommend that you seek out those professionals. This is strictly for educational purposes and entertainment purposes only. All right. And my thoughts, my experience, based upon my thoughts and my experience. But you want to make sure that you have your, your tax regulations in place. You know what your liabilities are. You know how to, kind of minimize your liabilities. You know what, where's the money going to be distributed. All of those things. You need to have the support on hand, right, and on your team to be able to help you to manage and steward. That's what I mean by steward, and steward your money that's going to come in your business. Because I'm telling you, once you get your system up and going, and you get their fundamentals, including yourself, because that's a huge part to it, the money is going to come. That's not even a question. That's not really even a question at this point. Definitely for me, I expect to make money in my business. It's not even a question of if. It's a matter of when, right? And how I allocate my money, right? So that I can sustain my business, I can sustain my life, and all of those other things. But when we first started out, we didn't have that stuff in place. Right? We just didn't. And I went to business school. I went to business school. I have an undergraduate in business administration and small business administration, and I have a graduate's degree in nonprofit administration. So I know about finance and business, right? But I still did not have my systems and stuff set up. And I was all over the place. We were all over the place. And my husband has no business background. So for those of you who are tripping on the fact that you have not been formally trained in business, there are so many people who have made great money in their business, and they've never been to a business class. Which, by the way, for those of you who feel that just because you have a business degree that automatically makes you, able to be successful in business, I'm going to tell you, and this is just the truth. Now, I don't know anybody else's situation, but I know for me, I spent a lot of years in school studying philosophy and business and techniques and strategies and all of that stuff, but I hardly ever learned anything about turning a profit. I heard very little about how to make a profit. And I'm going to tell you, the majority of what I learned in my business courses and classes and stuff was how to manage other people's business, not necessarily how to manage mine, even with small business and entrepreneurship training. And those are just facts. All right. So I don't know. I guess I don't know if that speaks to the quality of the classes. I don't know, whatever. But especially in this day and age, because see, back when I was in, I was going to say high school, but when I was back in college, social media was not a thing. Okay, so learning how to make money online, it was really brick and mortar stuff, and how to manage and not necessarily lead and all that other stuff. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But I guess what I'm out to express in this time that we're sharing together is, even though you're not physically here, we're still sharing space and time together, because you're listening to me, and I'm taking some time to pour out to you. And I pray that you're receiving it well. I pray that it's landing well for you, that it's filling in some gaps for you, and it's some value. It adds some value to your walk. But what I'm out to express is that, sister, you want to definitely do the work, own your craft, hone in on your craft, and provide that value for the marketplace, and get your systems and your strategies and all that stuff up and going and ready. But you also want to set up your systems so that you're able to actually steward your cash flow, because it's going to come. If you take yourself on and you really apply proven strategies and whatnot to your business, and you don't just like throw spaghetti up against the wall and hope that it sticks, which a lot of people are doing, and follow all these different people and download all this free stuff and, crisscross all these methods and stuff like that without getting a full-on training on how to do it for your business, specifically, the money is going to come. That's not even a question. All right. But I want you to prepare for that money. And I want you to prepare for the life that you are destined to live if you put in the work. All right. So if you want to talk to me about your business, and by the way, I do offer free sessions, but it is not consultations. It's not a quote unquote sales call or anything like that, because I'm very, I have grown to become very, very particular about the people that I invite into my programs, because my programs don't work for everyone. You have to be a certain type of woman and a certain type of entrepreneur in order for my stuff to work for you. So, but nevertheless, if you would like to just kind of talk through some of the pain points or where you are in your business, we can talk about a couple strategies. In fact, we could talk a lot. I hear a lot of women like to talk about the pricing of their packages and how to create their packages and all that stuff. We can talk through that. You can go ahead and get an hour on my calendar. It's 100% free. There's absolutely no obligation, no risk involved, nothing like that, but for you to show up on the call and be honest and be prepared to implement the stuff that we're going to talk about. All right. So no wasting time, no tire kickers, nobody that's just kind of thinking about starting a business. I really want to talk to those of you who are in the throes of it or ready to get out there and do their thing. But you're feeling a little stuck. You're feeling a little unsure. Maybe there's some fear, some lack of confidence and all of that stuff. Go to my website, www.womanyourloved.com/apply. Get on my calendar. Pick a time that works good for you. I'm going to call you on the phone, me and you. And we're going to talk through where you are, where you want to be, and how to get you there. Okay. Now, again, this is a 1 hour session. Okay. So I cannot guarantee that once you get off the phone with me, all of your questions are going to be answered, because that's not how, that's just physically not possible. Okay. But I think it will give you, there's no thing about it. You will definitely have your next steps of what you need to do in order to move forward in your business and really have the kind of experience that you want out of your business, out of your clients, and just all of that stuff, and even in your money. All right. So go to the website, get your womanyourloved.com/apply. Pick a time that works for you. And then once you schedule that, reserve that slot, I want you to complete the questionnaire that pops up right afterwards. If you don't complete the questionnaire, I'm going to cancel the call, because I need to know where you are. I need to kind of have a preview of what you are so we can make the most time on the phone. All right. So my slots are in high demand. Okay. So if this is something that you want, I recommend that you go ahead and do it. My schedule books up very quickly. So go ahead and do that. And then you and I can get on the phone and we can talk through what you're dealing with. Also, the Money Mindset program is set to open later on, maybe, I got it scheduled for June, early June. So if that's something that you might be interested in, also go to my website, womanyourloved.com/money mindset. All right. And join the waiting list so that you can get first dibs. And I may, because I typically don't do discounts and coupons. I don't do all of that. But I may offer some kind of, because this is a new program, I may offer like a beta investment level for those of you who might, want to go ahead and get in on it and just be a part of it. So go ahead, go to my website and join the waiting list so that you can be notified when the doors open. Okay. All right, ladies, I'm going to go. My baby has been let out. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up my sweet, sweet boy. And I pray that you all have a fantastic day. Hey, why don't you share this with someone who who might need to hear this, and who might be in business and feeling a little stuck, because something that I shared may be able to help them as well. If this is something that fed you, please do the favor to someone else and spread that love, okay? Because that's how we reach one another, all right? It's through sharing, it's through giving. So be loving and share with other people. Also, leave your comments below and let me know what you think about this. Let me know if there's any questions or anything that comes up, because we can always talk about it at another time. Also, if there's something in particular that you would like for me to discuss in terms of business, coaching, getting started, transitioning from your job, or whatever, I've been there. I could talk to you about it at length. I'm trying to keep these short, but that's it. All right, lady, you are loved beyond words, more than you have ever been taught to believe. I don't care what anyone has ever said, what anyone has ever done. You are valuable in this world, and the world needs you. The world needs your gifts. So let your light shine. Step into your power. Own it. Let God use you in the earth to give him glory, and so that you can, enjoy being in alignment with heaven. All right? I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. 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 Bye.